All right, everyone, let's talk about drinking and driving, a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI because legal fees, time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daft on Draft podcast. I'm your host, Dalton Miller, joined, as always, by my co-host, Corey Kinnan. We are heading into week one of college football. But before we get there, we have a very important episode. We love these episodes. It is when we get to reach out to you guys, get your hot takes, get our hot takes in there, and flesh them out. Do we buy these? Do we sell these? How hard are we selling these? But I cannot do that alone. I am with my co-host, Corey Kinnan. Corey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. NFL cut down day is a lot to keep up with when you run a team site as well on top of this. But, you know, we're hanging in there. We're making it work. So I'm ready for some hot takes. Though. So, yeah, all good on my end.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. It is football season. When we asked for hot takes and questions, we got hot takes and we got questions. And the first one that I want to bring up from Jack Brentnall, the 2 tight ends will go in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft. Corey, are you dafting or drafting this?
I'm going to draft that, man. It's just like the high-end upside isn't there with this class. And I think the upside is there with one tight end in Kenyon Sadiq. And we've talked about this a lot. And we both love Max Clare. But when I'm looking at the tight end class, I'm saying, okay, where are these tight ends at in the consensus rankings? Like, where are they at? And then how much room for a leap do they have? Sadiq is a guy that's like, how much room for a leap does he have? A tremendous amount of room for a leap. Max Clare, I look at and say, that's a damn good football player. But in terms of his NFL draft stock, we're probably near the ceiling of his NFL draft stock, I think. John Michael Gillenborg is tight end 1. Apparently, he's learning to develop as a tight end 1, an inline guy, learning how to block. He's an athletic freak. There is some room there as well. But again, at the end of the day, he's a 5th-year senior. I mean, he's got to test off the charts, though. So like, there's room for a leap there as well, who I would say is tight end 3 in this class. But outside of that, man, like, it's tough. It's tough out there. So given how I think that Max Clare's ceiling is kind of capped off right now in terms of his draft stock, not like his profile as a player, but kind of his draft stock. Like, I don't think it has that much room for improvement. I'm going to say 1, and so I'm going to draft it.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you here. I'm going to draft it. And the reason why I'm going to draft this is because I do think that there is significant upside with both of the tight ends that you talked about. And I do really like Max Clare. But the bigger thing that I am kind of reaching into here is that I think this class stinks. And because I think that this class stinks, right now at least, I think that there is a better opportunity for high-end athletic traits at tight end. 2 guys who I think are going to produce at a high level. I know that Gillenborg is a 5th-year guy, a little bit older. Mm-hmm. I don't think that matters all that much at tight end when you're going to test out of the gym. And he is going to produce at Wyoming. So I think that there is a good, not a good chance. I think that there's a chance that 2 of them go in the first round. And because I don't like this class and because I just wanted to argue with you a little bit, I'm going to draft this.
I don't hate it. All right. Next one's interesting.
Yeah, the next one from Anthony Russo. LSU won't have any top 50 selections in the 2026 draft.
Oh boy.
With all that speed at wide receiver.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Chris Hilton Jr. is already getting some buzz as a big time riser, and the season hasn't even started yet.
Nussmeier, which like we get into body type stuff and we get into injury stuff and we get into a high end tool stuff with him, and I get it. The teams are going to be quarterback starved, and he's a coach's son, and he plays the game, quote unquote, the right way. And then there's Mansour Delane, who I love. So
you do love Delane, yeah.
I think he's.
There's not really anybody in the secondary that could push, but Delane's got some talent. Aaron Anderson and Nick Anderson could also push, like one of those 3 wide receivers.
What about
Barryon Brown? I mean, he runs a 4.2, but probably not Barryon Brown pushing for top 50 status. But
yeah, I don't know Brown. I mean, Brown. What game was that last year? Was that Auburn LSU? I think it was Auburn LSU. Or
Barryon Brown transferred from Kentucky. He's the dude.
I'm in Kentucky LSU. The game
where he scored the go-ahead touchdown in that game.
Yeah, where he just took over at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. If we could see him be a Djax type guy, I mean, I think that's worth a top 50 selection. If you can round into that type of guy at LSU, I mean, there's so much speed there. There's going to be open windows everywhere for Nussmeier to throw the ball to, just because you can't defend all that speed. Nobody has the guns for that in the secondary, in any secondary. I mean, those are all guys that run sub 4.4s.
Yep. It's also not lost on me that neither of us mentioned Harold Perkins Jr. here.
I don't
know what to do with him.
I brought him up jokingly, but
yeah.
You're right. I don't know what to do with
him to draft him top 50.
Nope, me either. The next question, or the next hot take from Steve at Steve SWFL. Deny Dennis Sutton gets drafted much higher than people think. I see.
So what's higher than people think? Because right now he's got like third, fourth round summer grades.
If the summer grades are,
so we're talking like top 64 there.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I would draft this. Really? I could draft this. Yeah. Body type. Listen, body type. If he progresses at all as a pass rusher this year, because we know he is a Penn State athlete, he is going to test like a freak. They're gonna get that. They're gonna get that Torrena ball in him in the offseason, and they're going to he's going to absolutely destroy the NFL Combine. And he's a first off the bus type of guy.
I'm still drafting it, man, because I just don't think he's a very good football player.
I didn't love his game either.
Oh, man.
He is a first off the bus guy. And
he's a first off the bus guy.
There are tools there. It's just, I don't.
But if you have all of that explosiveness and all of those tools, and you can't convert speed to power, and it doesn't show up on your punch like that's hard. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah.
The next one I love this so much. From Ren_Caden. Xavier Scott is a top 20 player in the class. I love me a scrappy like nickel slot guy, and he played outside last year too. I'm not there. I'm gonna daft this, but I'm not dafting this too hard. I think he's a really good football player. I love his feet, and so for me, he is close, and he could be by the end of the year in that like 20-ish range, in my opinion.
I could see it. I wasn't as high on him in summer scouting as I thought I was going to be based on where I had heard about him from scouts coming into the end of last year when he decided to go back to school. So I came in a little bit lower on him in that regard. I see it. And one thing that James Foster and I talk about all the time, and I think we talked about on this podcast when he was filling in for you, is like, if you pick out any player's top 10 to 15 plays, and you just make a highlight reel out of their top 15 plays, Xavier Scott's probably got the sickest highlight reel of any draft prospect.
Yeah.
And so, like, that plays, man. Teams love that stuff. His ball skills are awesome. He finds that he has a knack for the football. So right now I'm going to draft it in the future, potentially.
I think there is something to say about the innate playmaking ability in the secondary that just shows up. It just happens, and it's not really explainable because there's nothing like quantifiable. Like to me, there was never anything quantifiable about what Antoine Winfield Jr. was.
Right.
He just found the football. And it didn't matter that he was 5'7". He was coming and climbing against tight ends who were 6'4". Like, there's some things that just you can't really explain. And I think ball production, like consistent ball production in the secondary, is one that is just really, really hard to explain.
Yeah.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I agree.
The next one from Bill Sparks. Bill, I love you. You always give us great content to talk about. Both Notre Dame running backs, Love and Price, will end up having better NFL careers than the Penn State running backs.
I'm going to adapt it, man. I mean, Singleton's good. Ja'Cory Price is a good home run hitter, man. Jadarian Price is a good home run hitter, but down on consistency with his eyes is pretty rough. Not really a receiving threat out of the backfield. Now, Jeremiah Love, of course, right? But like we're banking on Jadarian Price having a better career than Nick Singleton here.
I know. I just keep going back to the fact that he doesn't get the ball in his own offense.
Yeah, I know. It's rough. But like he's got a test off the charts. He's explosive. He does the dirty work in pass pro. It's like there's a lot of like coaches traits, right?
Oh yeah, I think he's fantastic. I think that he absolutely deserves to be the second running back off of the board. Yeah. I just hope and pray that he is more of a factor in the down-to-down backfield for Penn State this year.
I mean, I agree. I think they're going to have to because Tyler Warren's not in the building anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, what they're just going to line him up in the slot and throw him a jet,
that might be true.
Give him jet, like for some reason they just refuse to give him the lion's share of the carries.
Yeah,
for Katron Allen, and listen, I think Katron Allen is a really good football player.
Yeah,
but he runs a 4.7. Like he is not explosive whatsoever. He is not a home run hitter, and he is super physical, and that is a ton of fun to watch at the college level.
Mm-hmm.
But like we just saw what happened with guys like Damian Martinez. We saw what happened with guys like AJ Dillon. Never really material. Like these big, like physical backs. They just don't pan out at the NFL level because you need to be able to create explosive plays.
Right. And Audric Estime just got cut after a year.
That's the one that I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
Estime.
Yeah. So like, I 100% agree. And I will say Singleton runs way more downhill than you would think for a guy his size. Like again, he runs pretty flat-footed like Pacheco. He's a Pacheco style runner where like the earth shakes when he runs, but yeah. I mean, he's explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm adapting it.
This one I love. I love this one so much. From Jim W., the draft professor. Eugene Wilson will be a top 32 pick the year that he declares.
Ooh.
I think
doesn't necessarily mean this year.
Doesn't necessarily mean this year, but Lagway is there. If they use him as a real wide receiver and he shows up, I'm not saying that he is Jalen Waddle because I think Jalen Waddle was unbelievably fluid.
Uh-huh.
And I just haven't seen enough of Wilson tape to know how fluid he is. But my God, is he explosive. My God, is he fun to watch with the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a dude who has been at it in a little bit of a niche role, which, listen, Jalen Waddle was in a very niche role at Alabama for a very long time. But Wilson showed up and absolutely jumped off of the screen at me as a true freshman in Florida on a bad football team.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see this, and I am going to draft this because of it.
Damn. So my issue is how often and he's coming off of a 4-game season a year ago with only 19 catches. He was on pace for the same pace in 2023, where he had 538 and 6, which I'm not going to hold stats against him because, like, I love Chris Bell, and Chris Bell had 600 yards receiving last year. So, like, I'm going to adapt it, mainly because I've seen a lot of these, like, smaller, ultra explosive guys just still not make it at the NFL level that like live in a niche role.
You're not wrong. Malachi Corley
just got cut 1 year after
Elijah Moore,
Kadarius Toney, Rondale Moore.
Rondale
could go
Moore.
on and on and on. Like, these guys just don't make it at the NFL level.
Yeah, and Rondale for
injuries,
for transparency purposes. I mean, he came into the NFL with the softest of soft tissues.
Yeah,
like that dude's hamstrings and like all of it. His body, he was so explosive that his body it just couldn't keep up. His tendons and ligaments just couldn't keep up. So yeah, that's a tough one, but we have consistently seen that at the NFL level. You have to really have a role, and you're right. Unless Wilson really rounds into a 3-level threat, it is tough to see the NFL loving him that much.
Right. I mean, what's the best case scenario? I guess Jalen Waddle will probably be the best.
Waddle is
even Waddle, like, he'll win 15, 20 yards down the field consistently, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm looking at a guy, I was like, well, maybe that's Khalil Shakir, where he catches a million bubbles from Josh Allen, or like a million stick routes from Josh Allen. But, like, that's like the best thing that I can think of right now of one of those guys, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's rough. That's a rough one for me to buy into right now. Rough one for me to buy into.
From Din _Den, Emeka Egbuka will be the most productive. He said the second, but that's coward stuff.
Yeah.
Will be the most productive rookie wide receiver this year. Daft or draft?
So we're going to go most productive. If we're going most productive, I'm probably going to daft it just because Tet McMillan's on pace to have like a 40% target share in Carolina. Like, he's going to get target after target. I will say with Tet, he had some pretty awesome over-the-shoulder tracks and catches. He wasn't necessarily open on any of the big plays he made in the preseason. I think that's going to be a trend still for him at the NFL level. Could hamper some production. Are we counting tight ends in this conversation as well?
No.
Okay. I was going to say Colson Loveland might have a year.
Nah, there's too many mouths to feed there.
You know what? I will draft this, man. I will draft this. Chris Godwin's not going to play football till at least October. Like, it's going to be October before we see Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield throws the football 40 to 50 times a game. He'll throw to any freaking window he wants to. Like, somebody has to be on the other end of those footballs other than Mike Evans. Like,
I'm glad you came around on this.
I'm going to draft it.
I'm glad you came around on this because I'm in the exact same boat. I'm drafting this. Absolutely. Yes, he will be the second target in Tampa, where Tet will be number one. But
right, but the
he
second target in Tampa, like Chris
is
Godwin gets
going
more
to get
targets
targeted
than
because they
Mike
are
Evans
going,
every single year.
exactly. They're gonna. Yeah, that is true. That is also true. And Egbuka, the way that he works the middle of the field, he might out target Mike Evans. Now he might not be as productive or explosive as Evans, but man, was he good in the playoffs. And man, has he been a professional receiver for the last 3 years. So I think there's a very good chance that he could be the most productive rookie and could potentially out target Mike Evans in the same offense.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm going to draft this as well. And that is all the hot takes that we had for today.
It is.
That is all of them. We drove through those things.
We did. A nice little 20-minute episode here. We will do a mailbag for tomorrow's episode. And then I'm going to be out for a little bit. So Dalton's going to find some subs early next week, because it's my anniversary and I'm going to Michigan, little St. Joe's, Michigan retreat. So,
well, we are going to look forward to the week 1 slate.
We are. It's our first little preview episode of the year. So
Yeah.
I love that. Not enough good games to do that last week with week 0. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I got, man. You got anything to add?
I do not. No. That's
awesome.
it.
Well, I dropped a Maverick MacGyver film room for the sickos out there. If you're going to want to go watch me live chart 50 passing attempts at a Western Kentucky offense, you can go watch that on the Substack. But
yeah, and if you can watch his tape with Corey, obviously, because Corey watched his tape. I also have his tape on the Patreon, as well as all the other week 0 games are on there as well. So check that out. And as always, guys, I love you. Until tomorrow, goodbye.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams one-coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.